Welcome to Krishna Uvacha. This is the first English episode of Krishna Uvacha, and as I promised, here I am. Very often, my friends and followers ask me this question: how do I get this time which I get to do all of this, including this? Often a smile is an answer from my side, but I guess today is the time where I should reveal that secret to you. 80% of you already know the secret, 20% of you do not know. And out of that 80%, only 20% would have bothered to implement that in your life, just like I have done. And now, when I say this 80-20, 80-20, I'm sure 80% of you would have realized what I'm talking about. Yes, it is the 80-20 rule, or what you call as the Pareto's principle. Federico Pareto, an Italian philosopher, economist, and an agriculturist, was one day walking around in his garden, picking peapods. And to his astonishment and to his amusement, he discovered, or rather he found out, that 80% of the good peapods that he got from his garden came from 20% of his plants. So that means 80% of the remaining plant was not comparatively producing what he expected. So this theory of uneven distribution took him to a different level. He started investigating various industries and things around him. He identified that in Italy at that point of time, 80% of the land was held by 20% of rich people. He came out with the postulate that in Italy again at that point of time, 80% of market produce was produced by 20% of companies. This imbalance between inputs versus outputs came to be known as Pareto's principle, or the 80-20 rule. Now, why are we talking about 80-20 rule today? 80-20 rule is very much applicable to you and me in our personal and professional lives. I said I have implemented that in my life, and trust me, it helps us for time management and doing multitasking. Ask any FMCG guy, he will tell you that 80% of sales, 80% of product movement happens to 20% of products on the racks. So what are those other 80% doing? They're just filling the gaps, be it price gaps or the physical gaps. Ask any bank teller or any customer care person, he'll tell you 80% of the profits, 80% of the bank reserves come from 20% of those platinum and gold customers. The rest of us, see, including me, are paper, sand and muck. In your MBA classes, they would have taught you that all customers are equal, but all those dictums are just humbug. Not all customers are equal. Platinum customers and gold customers contribute 80% of the profits. So forget banks, forget business, you just ask any of your, personally that is, ask any of your friends who is a regular dance bar goer. Just ask him, he'll tell you 80% of his money is spent on one or two dancers or 20% of the dancers. Ask a teacher if you are of the intellectual type. He'll tell you 20% of his time is what he or she teaches in the classroom. What does he do on the 80% of the time? Preparing, talking to parents, arranging for the parent-teachers meetings, etc. Forget all that, your personal stuff. Come to your personal stuff. If you actually observe, you actually introspect, we will understand that 80% of our worries are caused by 20% of our friends and family and girlfriends, boyfriends, etc. So that simply means 80% of the time we waste or invest on 20% of our people. That also means 80% of our worries, 80% of our anxiety, etc. are concentrated on this 20% of the people. So now that should tell you how this can help you in the personal goals. If you know to prioritize, if you know to arrange it, you will be successful in life. Before doing this talk, I was doing a survey among my colleagues, both men and women, and many of them had not heard about this principle. Some of them had, yes. Most of them were amazed when I asked them to do an introspection about them. One gentleman told me that it is true. When it comes to the wardrobe, you may have hundreds of clothes, but then 80% of the time, he says, we tend to pick up those 20% of those favorite colors, the black, blues, etc. One lady told me, oh my God, if I check my mobile bill, 80% of my calls would be on 20% of my contacts. So my question is, are those 20% people that important that you sacrifice those 80%? Shouldn't you balance? Sorry, forgive me all the maths teachers in the world. I believe that maths is mentally affected teachers harassing students. Well, that is on a lighter side. But This particular number, 80-20, 80-20, this one is something which is very close to my heart, because I believe this has been the success formula as far as I was concerned, or as far as I am concerned. I have this 20,000 friends and followers in my Facebook page, Krishna Uvacha. And out of the 20,000, I'm sure this video, some 80% of you would not even see this video, because this is a motivation kind of a video. Who wants to be motivated? Some 20%, yes, may see this video. And out of the 20% who may see this video, I believe some 80% would ignore this. Maybe some 20% would try to implement this in your life, because you may feel that this can help you prioritize your most important things versus your least important things versus your not at all important things. That 20%, if you try to implement this, I think I would be a happy person. Pareto, you are a genius. And to tailpiece, to end this, I want to say a tailpiece. There are people who go around talking about their worries. Facebook is a place where people come and display all their worries and negative stuff. But one advice from my side, again applying the Pareto's principle, I would tell you, 80% of those people to whom you are telling your worries are not bothered about your worries. And the other 20% are glad that you are having those worries. Then why are you displaying it? Thank you for watching this episode of Krishna Uvacha. I really hope that you like this episode and will actually hit the like and the share button. Also, please don't forget to like and follow the page Krishna Bhaskar Mangalashri. Thank you again for coming and investing your time. I hope this 80-20 rule really helps your life. Thank you so much. Namaskar.